Steve, that's round of applause worthy right there, because you just gave me a plan, Dr. Ray, for a conversation we're gonna have tonight.
Gotta have it. Yeah, sure. Like I think the biggest thing is we have to be transparent and we have to come from a place of love. We have to sit down and have a conversation. What this could look like are monthly financial meetings. So first you have the meeting with your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whomever, and then you have the meeting with the kids as a family. Keep it short when they're young, 30 minutes. But while your kids are running in asking for Robux and Fortnite bucks and all of that kind of stuff, and you want to do the 9.99 a month plan and getting on Crunchyroll and all this stuff that adds up, you sit down and have a conversation with them and you say, hey, look, this is our mortgage. Let's explain what a mortgage is. Yes, we own our home, but in a sense, that's kind of a fallacy. Technically, the bank still owns the home, and we work out something where we pay them money for us to stay here until we pay it off. So, this is our mortgage. This is how much our utilities cost. Let's talk about water. Let's talk about electricity. So, what that means is when we leave the house for the whole day, and I told you to be ready to leave at 9 o'clock, and you putting on your shoes at 8:59, and you leave all the lights on, guess what? You just cost us money. And because of that, maybe you can't get those Robux this week because you left those lights on and that's the amount of money it would have been. You teach your kids responsibility. So you're not teaching them responsibility to own the finances. That's not their job. But you are teaching them responsibilities about ways to be smart and savvy. Right? The other thing we do is we do projections. So we say, okay, what are some of the things that our family wants to do? Okay, you want to have this big birthday party. That sounds great. Do you have an idea of the cost? How many people do you want to invite? Okay, so you want to invite that many people. So how many hamburgers and hot dogs are those? And you know what you're doing then? You're also teaching your kids math. So you tell them, okay, you want to invite 10 of your friends. How much you think they're going to eat? A hamburger, hot dog, some chips? Okay, let's calculate how much that's going to cost. Where's that money coming from? And then you let your kid make those decisions to say, you know what? Next month, how about I not get Fortnite bucks? Now, you still might get them for them, but they're being responsible. Then you really have a heart to heart conversation about college. It is never too early to do that. You say, let me tell you what we're doing here. We are making an exchange. We are in an exchange relationship. The exchange for us living where we live, you going to the school you go to, and look, for your middle class, upper class audience is sending their kids to private school, this is really for them. Because I talk to a lot of parents who are sending their kids to private school who chose to live in certain types of neighborhoods and then had to send their kids to private school. And I'm like, and you talking about paying for college? I'm like, I don't really understand what like how that happens because you're making an investment
Wait,
twice.
you saying they are you saying they chose to live in a bougie ass neighborhood and then they realized the schools weren't going to work out, so they had to send their kids to the private schools to get them away from the racism? That's how I
That
interpreted it.
that's
I'm sure
exactly
there are
right.
many interpretations.
That's exactly
Oh,
right.
okay.
That's one model. The other model is they might choose to live in a lower income, a transitioning, gentrifying neighborhood, and they don't like the schools there, and they're paying for private school. And this was my point earlier that black middle class people are much more likely to spend money in education because what happens then you get ready to send your kid to college and you want them to go to the Ivy or you want them to go to the super HBCU or you think that sending them to the state school is the best and then you end up paying $20,000, $30,000 a year. That is not how we should be doing it. Instead, you figure out, you make an exchange with your kids. You say, let me tell you something, academics over everything. Because if you make good grades, we're going to invest in a test taking strategy. As a matter of fact, Larry, this is one of the things that I'm working on as a university professor because as a black professor who is in the 1/10 of 1% to become a full professor before the age of 40, I have this wealth of knowledge about how to get our kids into college and how to get it paid for. And we are going about it the wrong way, the long way. Instead of getting our kids college paid for, it changes the ball game. But the exchange with your kids, back to that part, is saying, look, your job, let me tell you what your job is. My mama told me this. Your job is to make good grades, stay out of trouble, take out the trash, wash the dishes, clean up after yourself. I got the rest. If you don't do those things, we got a problem. And guess what? You can't do the things you want to do. So you know what? When my mom would show me her checkbook, and this was back in the day in the 80s, when she would show it black and red with the check ledger and say, Rayshawn, don't do these things. Do opposite of what I'm doing when it comes to finances. I was like, all I got to do is go to make straight A's and my parents making all that sacrifice. Bet I can do that. And so we have to put a sense of responsibility on our kids from a very young age. I talked to my kids about this today. Today is the second day of school. And I was like, look, guys, what is the investment here? Start fast. Don't start slow. Do what you're supposed to do so that then you can really do what you want to do. So teaching them that financial responsibility is so, so important. Well, people can follow me on social media at Sociologist Ray. People can also check out my YouTube. I'm trying to post more content that are how-tos, such as this, about how we get our kids into college, how we ensure that they're ready for college, things that I'm very familiar with. And so people can check me out on social media at Sociologist Ray and see all the different content that I have. There's a link in my bio for people to see all the work that I'm doing.
Dr. Ray, you are a gem. Much love to you, your beautiful family. Thank you for breaking that down and giving us lots to think about.
Thank you for having me.
We are going to head into our commercial break.